Hi there, everybody. This is Babe, Clarkovision, and it feels like a while since I've done an update video, to be honest. I've actually got a bit of a haul. You could say it's probably the whole of August's months by, and I jumped on a few things, cheap grabs, a couple of new releases. I dipped into the AFM Records sale again to go back and pick up a couple more things that I didn't pick up the other month that were still reduced. So I've got plenty of vinyl, a few CDs, and I've got a cassette as well, which I grabbed. And I'm not going to show them all in one video because we'll be here all day. So this video I'm just going to show the tape and the CDs, and the vinyl will either be in another separate video or two separate videos, depending on how I feel and how much rambling I do. So I just want this to kind of not end up being too long. So this is an update, as I say. So and I think was it the Rock Scout Heath commented the other week about how he's been tired after getting back into work recently, and that kind of is where I'm at the moment as well. I just started back. I completed my first full week back after this lockdown nonsense last week, so I'm into my second week, and I've just found that I've really felt quite tired coming home at nights, and I've just found it, kind of hard to be bothered to do a lot. So but hey ho, just getting back into the swing and all that stuff. But the one thing that I don't lose any interest in is collecting my music, because that's really exciting. Right, so first one is the tape. I found this tape on eBay, £2.50 delivered, and I thought that'll do nicely. And it's the band Shout, the Christian metal band for the 80s. This was their first album. I used to have this on vinyl, but I gave it as a VCLT, and I always thought, well, I'll pick up another copy at some point. And I just spotted the tape, and I thought, well, that will do nicely. And the seller said, it's in good condition, etc. And so this is It Won't Be Long, and it's Music for Nations. This is the first Music for Nations cassette tape I've ever owned. And it's the clear cassette with kind of just blue printed writing. And this, out of the Shout albums, the two that they released in the 80s, this is my favourite one because I find the second one's just just a little bit ruined by the guitar whittling nonsense, which kind of detracts from the song. It kind of ruins the songs in that one, personally, for me. So this one's a lot better. So yeah, I was pleased to see this, so I picked it up, and obviously you need a microscope to read the lyrics, but never mind. So that is a Shout, and It Won't Be Long. From 1987 is this one? 1988, actually. New release. I dipped my toe finally into Primal Fear. This is the first I've ever bought for this band. I know they've got a load of albums out, and I know they're very highly regarded in the metal community. A lot of people think they're fantastic, and a few people have suggested to me that I would probably like them. I did sample some songs here and there from previous ones. I think they had one of their more recent albums was it something to do with Apocalypse, and it was a very colourful cover they had, and I thought I would like that, but for some reason something didn't click, and I tried another couple of songs off a different album, and something just, I'm not sure what it was, because obviously the power metal, German power metal, which is kind of something that I'm really into, And then this one came out and I thought, okay, I'll try it to see. And I listened to 3 tracks on YouTube and I really liked the 3. I thought, oh, I'm liking this. And that's what made me decide, right, I'll grab the CD. And so I've listened to this. This is the one with this is the limited edition with the bonus CD. So there's 4 extra tracks on the bonus CD. And I've not listened to that yet, but I have listened to the main album in full, and really, really good. I do enjoy this. It's excellent. So I'm hoping that over time I'll go back to some of their earlier stuff and find more that I actually quite like. So I can maybe pick up a few Primal Fears. So this is Nuclear Blast. Obviously, Primal Fear, you've got the boy Ralph Schaefer's, who was in Gamma Ray. Is that right? He was originally in Gamma Ray, left for the Judas Priest audition and that didn't work out, and started up this band. And there's the inside. So, and you get a nice booklet as well with the lyrics, etc. So, really good to have that. Another one I picked up, this was a release from last year, which had been on my Amazon want list for a while, and it dropped a little bit in price. I thought I would pick it up, and it is Work of Art and Exhibits, which came out 2019. Now, Work of Art are basically modern AOR style, very melodic, much softer. You could probably say radio friendly. If this was the 80s, it would be very radio friendly, that kind of style. And this is, I think, Work of Art, I've had about 4 albums and this is the latest. And I'm not sure if it's the last one coming for this band. Originally, Jeff Scott Soto was in this band originally. He was certainly on the first album that they put out as Work of Art. I don't know if he was on the second or not, but he was on the first one, I believe. And the other guys in this band have also been in, I mean, they're on the Frontiers label, and the other guys in this band, let me just find their names for you. 1 second. Lars Sofsund, Robert Saal, and Herman Furen. Now, Robert Saal, he's also been in WET, which is the other, also got Jeff Scott Soto in it, and he's also been in, along with Herman Furen, Groundbreaker, which is another current Frontiers project, kind of melodic rock, AOR styled. But this is just really enjoyable, easy to listen to guitar stuff, and it's really good. So that was the first one for Work of Art. I haven't heard any, well, I've heard bits and pieces of their earlier stuff. I might pick up another one of their albums as well, but this is pretty good stuff. Now, while I was on High Roller Records website getting a couple of records ordered, I also noted they happened to have, crucially, at a better price than where I was seeing these 2 CDs elsewhere, because they were priced highly on eBay, they were extortionate on Amazon, because obviously I think they were from third-party sellers at this point. So I ordered them for High Roller Records along with the vinyl that I had got, and I was spurred on to try and hunt them down because I recently landed the Blazing Stone Grail record of their debut album, and so I picked up these 2. Now, this one here is Live in the Dark, and this was the last, this is the only live CD, and it was released in 2019 at the same time of the last album, Hymns of Triumph and Death. Now I think this only was issued on CD because I don't see a vinyl version listed on Discogs. So this is live Blazing Stone, absolutely fantastic band, just absolutely brilliant, so good. The next best thing to Running Wild as far as I'm concerned. And this was their EP. This was released in 2016, so this was about 3 years prior to this live release. Again, just, there's only 4 tracks on this being an EP, but each track is absolutely fabulous. I just really enjoy listening to this band. They have so much energy. They are very obviously styled on Running Wild, and they kind of, some bands who try to copy or are influenced and try to sound a bit like another band that they were influenced by, and they don't do it so well, but this band really do what they do very well. And it's really, Blazing Stone is really a one-man band primarily. Cedric Forsberg, he's the mastermind behind the band. He puts them all together. He does the vocals, guitars, bass, and he's done drums in the studio tracks, but he gets the band to go on tour. And I think he's had a vocalist in, I can't remember exactly, but I think he gets a vocalist in to do the vocals on the studio tracks as well, actually. But he does most of the other instruments. And he's also the guy behind Rock'n'Rollers, the Judas Priest influenced band. He's the guy behind them as well. So I picked up these. This one's CD only. There is a vinyl of the EP ready for boarding. So I would hope to get that at some point, but I've got the CD, which is the main thing just now, and they came from High Roller Records, and they're both on Storm Spell. The cool thing about the EP, actually the CD for the EP, is because there's only 4 tracks. I've never seen a CD like this before. They had a bit of space to put some decoration around it, and around the outer edge here, as you can see. And what it says, Stormspell Records up here, and then you've got the website www.stormspell.com, and then the next round here says old farts stuck in the 80s, I'm proud of it, it says. I thought it was just pretty cool. Old farts stuck in the 80s, I'm proud of it. That was really cool. So yes, and I'm proud to be stuck in the 80s as well. In a way, even though I listen to all this new music, but it's all influenced from the 80s and the 70s and stuff like that. So totally delighted to grab these. Excellent additions. Then I spotted this. This was a band I had heard of, and they were around. They established themselves in the 80s, in the early 80s. And it's Heaven's Gate. They started out in 1982, but they were under a different name initially. According to Wikipedia, they were called Steel Tower. And they released the first album under Steel Tower in 1984. And then they changed their name to Heaven's Gate about 1987. And they released the first album under the Heaven's Gate name in 89? What does it say here? I'm just trying to get my facts right on this. The debut under Heaven's Gate was released in 89, and then you released another sort of 4 or 5 albums throughout the 90s, and I think they disbanded in 1999. And again, German traditional heavy metal with a bit of power metal in here. And so this here is Best for Sale. It's a compilation of Heaven's Gate's best tracks off of their, 87 to 99 albums. on this, and we're on Limb Music here, and this compilation came out in 2015, and I spotted this on eBay, a seller on eBay, and it's described as melodic power metal. And it's a special edition, limited edition thing, and you get a 24-page booklet, and you get a sticker of the artwork. It's a little bit darker, actually. You also get one of these mini posters, which, you know, they're cool, but the only problem with them is they have a lot of folds in them, to be honest. But yeah, there is a kind of poster of the artwork as well, which is pretty cool, I have to say. I like the artwork. So this slipcase, and you've got your CD here, and honestly, this is fantastic. I sampled a couple on YouTube of this as well, and I just thought, this band has got something here. I need to check these guys out. And I thought, okay, I went and checked them out on Discogs, saw that a lot of their albums came out in the 90s, which means, you know, you're out of luck more or less in trying to grab something. You possibly get a hold of their debut album. I thought, well, I'll pick this up, because you've got 17 tracks, and what I would say I found about this, if you are a fan of Halloween and you're a fan of Dio, I think you should really enjoy these guys, because I found that I was hearing just hints of Dio and hints of Halloween throughout this whole CD, and it's just so really good stuff. There's a track called Noah's Dream, actually, and it's a 10-minute, it's the second last track, 10-minute thing, and it's fantastic. You know, it's kind of Iron Maiden style. It goes fast and slow and faster and slower and quiet and loud and stuff like that. Is you know, it's kind of Iron Maiden-esque and how they do their epic songs, but it is so catchy and so good. So I do recommend you check these guys out if you don't know already. And another key element of this band is one of the founder members was Sasha Pyeth, who now he does a lot of work for Avantasia, Edguy, Camelot he's worked with, he's been involved with, hang on a second, who's he been involved with? Rhapsody of Fire, Epica, and he owns a studio in Wolfsburg, so he does a lot of producer work and stuff like that. So he is well known in the European metal population, shall we say, but absolutely fantastic. So that's Heaven's Gate, Best for Sale, terrific stuff. Definitely check these guys out. Just another band that clearly kind of passed me by back in the day, probably because most of their albums were from the 90s, I guess. As I said, well, the 90s, you know, I was losing interest in music through the 90s. Right, so last two, we're getting on well here. I was watching a video from Daniel at Vinyl Hazard, and he just happened to do an update recently, and he showed this album, and I thought, right, that's it. I have to do something about this album because it's been on my wants list, but whenever I've seen it for sale anywhere, it's always been about £30, and I was kind of thinking, it has to come down in price. However, I went and I sought out the CD because obviously it's cheaper. Well, it was cheaper, and I have finally landed a copy. I know I've got your approval here, Brendan Von Doom, of Saint Demon and Ghost. Swedish band Saint Demon, the hype sticker, The Mighty Return of Saint Demon, melodic power metal. So, you know, they're a Swedish band, and this is honestly, it is a great album, and I think it was one of Brendan's top 2 or top 3 bands of 2019, albums rather, because this came out in 2019 on Ram It Down Records. 14 tracks in total, although a couple are kind of like short kind of pieces, and honestly, it's fantastic. I do recommend it. There's the band there under the disc thing, but yeah, really excellent stuff. So I thought I have to get this. I thought, oh, somebody else has went and got it when, when Daniel was showing his, and I was like, oh, I'll need to do something about this, because I was wanting to get it. So 4-piece band, that's them there. Now, they do have 2 earlier releases, which I am hoping to find at some point, but I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to get a hold of them, because they seem to be hard to find. I think they're only on CD so far, but unless they do reissues, it could be tricky to get a hold of them, but I will keep my eyes open anyway. But yes, absolutely delighted to get this. So while I was on, because I went to Ram It Down Records website as well, actually, to see if they had any there, and so I thought, well, what else was released, and also from last year, 2019, I found this band that might appeal to me, and this is a Finnish melodic metal band, another band from Finland, who I had never heard of before until I visited the website of Ram It Down, and I saw this. So I was reading again the hype sticker on here, and this one says Finnish melodic heavy metal, featuring Kasperi Heikkinen. I'm really sorry if I haven't said your name, but he's the guitarist in Beast in Black. And it says the merging flair literally merged the best of bands such as Accept, Gamma Ray and Taro to create their very own sound. So, and this is really it's upbeat, it's kind of modern, traditional / power metal. It's got big sing-along choruses, just epic tunes, and just great solos. The guitars are brilliant. It's one of these kind of happy albums. It's kind of a bit kind of like space metal, very kind of futuristic vibe about it as well, if you like. I've got 1 or 2 other power metal albums that are a bit like that, but this is really nice. And track 10 on here is, I posted this on Facebook I think the other night, is called The Lucky One, which is a cover of a Laura Branigan track from the 80s, because I have it on the Laura Branigan compilation I've got stuck away somewhere. So that's it. That is the CDs I've picked up the last month, quite a few, but I've got even more records, so I have a feeling I'll split the vinyl into 2 parts, so hopefully we'll get some of that coming later in the week. But thanks for watching, everyone, and take care, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.